So, another game, preseason game, Arsenal versus Watford. And I got to say that I was quite impressed with quite a few players. So, I am going to keep this pretty brief and quick. Arsenal dominating a 4-1 victory. The news literally dropped a few hours ago. I think it was around 1:30, 2 o'clock, about 1 o'clock, that the preseason game between Arsenal and Watford would be then streamed at 3 p.m. today for Arsenal fans to kind of go and check out. And I decided to kind of tune in a little bit later just because I had some work stuff that I needed to do. But I could honestly say that I was quite impressed with several players. And I thought I would just kind of give my 2 cents before kind of hearing what everybody has to think about it as well. First of all, let's start off with Tavares. So I thought Tavares was pretty good out there on the left, the way how he drive forward and really trying to kind of create things. Reminded me a lot of Tierney. Defensively, though, I could see times in the Premier League he might get caught out. But I think today, like, the Watford opposition just, like, they were never really going to trouble him too much overall. But I still think that besides that, he did a great job. And I think he did a great job with my second kind of player that I thought that did really well was Eddie Nketiah. The link between Tavares and Eddie Nketiah, I thought, particularly in the first half, was really, really good. Maybe this is an opportunity for Eddie Nketiah to kind of get some playing time out there on that that left side, which could be a good option for him, because I think that definitely he's going to struggle to get opportunities in this team this season without the Europa League, and to be honest, without any European football. I just think that a lot of the players that are generally out on the fringes are going to struggle to get chances. And I don't see why Arsenal need to have 4 pure strikers when we only really play with one. And when I mention pure strikers, I'm talking about Folarin Balogun, Eddie Nketiah, and Lacazette and Aubameyang. Those are my pure strikers, and I fail to see how Eddie Nketiah gets into the side. But if he could get into the side on the left, that's fine with me. I'm open towards that. Even though I think what we need is a winger. For me, Saka's my other left-sided player, but for me, I need somebody on the right. Preferably, I would like Reece Nelson, who also played in today's game and who I thought did a pretty good job. And to be honest, this preseason, I think he's done a pretty good job so far. I hope this means that he gets a chance this season, but knowing Arteta's track record, I wouldn't like to think so. To be honest, I think Arteta has shown that no matter how well you play, no matter how well you train, it's really up to what he sees fit and what he wants, whether they're performing or not, as well. Aubameyang didn't play that well. He's just missing something, and I've said it time and time again. I don't think this formation works best for Aubameyang. We're not getting the best out of him. The 4-2-3-1 doesn't get the best out of him. And I think there are formations that do, but it'll be closer to having like 2 strikers instead of 1, to be really honest. So for me, he didn't have like a terrible game where he made tons of mistakes. He just was invisible, just had no effect, no impact on the game, which is a bit sad. But I do think that Arteta needs to find a way, because with the wages that he's on, like, how can you really have a player of that kind of caliber not having some type of impact with the squad? Even if that means if we have a backup kind of formation whereby we play with maybe 2 up front, I mean, I'd be up for that, almost like a 4-3-1-2 or something like that. I'm completely open to that. So let's see what happens. I mean, it all comes down to Arteta, and I think that's the part that frustrates me. Other players there, I thought Lokonga played, and he played really well, really kind of driving forward, holding the ball up nicely, passing the ball well. Reminded me a lot of Gohana Guendouzi, but added you a little bit more because of his physicality and his ability to kind of drive forward. Would love to see if he has the ability to shoot, because I don't remember him shooting too many chances within the game, but he was there trying to kind of create things overall, and I thought played pretty nicely. Also, our new number 10 played pretty well. Overall, I think he did what he always does and played nicely. Um, Lacazette in the second half, I think, didn't have much to do, but you could see that he gave you more than Aubameyang overall. And again, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that I prefer Lacazette over Aubameyang, and that's not because I believe that Lacazette is a better player than Aubameyang. I just think that Lacazette gives you more in terms of overall than Aubameyang for the way how we play now. I think if you was to sell Aubameyang to a club who knew exactly like how to get the best out of him, I think he'll score goals once again. Um, but we've got to find a way. I don't believe that we have the right players to do it. I mean, Lacazette, you could kind of do it, but you're going to almost have to be playing with two strikers up front to be able to do that. And I just don't quite see that happening overall. But yeah, it's an interesting one. Uh, Tierney came on as well. I thought he had a pretty good job today. Defended very well. Scored a goal in the second half as well. I mean, he was like there at like 4 yards, but still put the ball in the back of the net. This was after kind of Lacazette's penalty and from another goal scorer, Eddie Nketiah, who I also thought played very well in today's game. Worked hard, tracked back, like I said before, and scored a very nice goal. Lots of power. I do hope that he gets a chance there on that, either from the left or up front. But we'll just have to see with that. And then Miguel AzेEZ, who decided to cut his dreadlocks. Maybe that's the reason why he got a chance. Don't know. But he's cut his dreadlocks off. And he scored a goal today. A really good goal that I liked. That was set up, I believe, from Pepe. Kind of giving a nice good chance to him and just bend it in. Which I got to say that I was very impressed by his overall play. So well done to him for that. Honourable mentions: Maitland-Niles got on the field. Was the one that actually went down for the penalty for Lacazette to kind of put away. I thought Bernd Leno had a solid game. Yeah, I can't say El Nene. I know there's some El Nene fans out there. Can't say El Nene. El Nene was the one that kind of lost it, that caused Watford to score. But we have to remember that this is kind of a preseason game, and I know people are going to say you got temper your expectations, but winning breeds confidence, and I think that you saw that with some of the players. For me, I think Reece Nelson for me was the obvious one. He was confident, and he played like he was confident, and that's what you want. And confident players means that you're going to do more in the game. And I see the way how Eddie scored that goal. He looks confident, and I hope that Arteta facilitates his confidence by giving him an opportunity, because he has played well and does deserve an opportunity to play in the first team. And you know what? Brentford haven't exactly gone out and made a whole bunch of signings. I think that the players that we have now could be able to do a job there, even without Ben White and without the likes of Saka in the starting 11. So, good game overall. Interesting to see what happens on Sunday against Chelsea. And then, yeah, I think we've got Spurs next week. And then we're basically going into a week before the season is due to start. And I'm sure there'll probably be another kind of hidden game that's kind of been told to the fans last minute. But it was a good overall performance. If you haven't checked it out, hopefully Arsenal.com will kind of have the highlights at some point on the website for people to be able to see that. But overall good performance. Still, there's a few things that need to be done, but I'm loving the direction that Arsenal are going. But keep the faith, everyone. If you haven't been checking Arsenal preseason, definitely urge you to check them out. They're playing nicely. They're playing well. And I am optimistic. For me, my biggest, not issue, but concern is Mikel Arteta. He has to play the right starting 11. He gets the starting 11 right, and we can do things. He's almost reminded me like Southgate. But Southgate proved me wrong by playing the starting 11 that I would play. and he just has to get that right. If he gets that right, Arsenal could potentially exceed my expectations this season, which will be 7th, and maybe be able to kind of break back up into that top 6 or even better. But I'm not going that far. But let's see what happens. Leave your comments below on what you thought about the game and what you thought about the players if you did watch. But yeah, looking forward to kind of that game on Sunday. But until then, do check out some of my other content as well. Obviously, some of you would have seen the short that I just recently made. Go and check that out. And my last video on Lautaro Martinez. There's some interesting transfer stuff happening. And Arsenal are at the forefront. So leave your comments below, and I'll see you all next time.